What's up guys, Mizzo Frizzo here, and in this short tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to set up the logic to drop your weapons. So as you can see here, I could drop this weapon, I could switch to my secondary, I could also drop that if I like, and if I pick these up they'll still have the same amount of ammo that was left in them, so shoot it through a few rounds here and it's got 25 left. I can drop this and pick it back up and it will still have 25 rounds. So without further ado guys, let me show you how to do this. Alrighty guys, now this won't take too long, but just very quickly I want to address something that I kind of left out in the previous video, which is the ammunition inventory video with the reloading. So here's my reloading logic here, and we don't have any checks on the reloading logic, and we also don't have any booleans that will stop us from firing and whatnot. So just very quickly, what I want you to do is grab your current weapon variable, this object reference, not current weapons, but current weapon. So it's your held weapon. And you can right click on that and convert it to a validated get. And that's just checking is valid before you. So if you don't have a weapon, it won't do anything. You don't want to try and execute any of this code if you don't have a weapon. You will get errors. And then after that, let's just create a boolean. We'll call it reloading ? And we'll set it as true at the start, and at the end here, what we can do is just set it as false. And I'm just going to plug the end of each of these branches in to this one. And the last thing is just to add this reloading boolean as a condition in your check can fire. So go into check can fire and we'll add an and boolean here. Sorry, and boolean. And we will check is ammo greater than 0 and not, so not boolean, not reloading, like so. It's always good to add in more and more checks because like you will discover some undesirable behavior in your game when you're trying to reload and switch weapons and whatnot. So there could also be some checks on switching weapons, but I think you get the concept here. So go ahead and add in those checks wherever you think they're necessary. Alrighty, with that out of the way, let's get into our drop weapon logic. So I'm just going to find some empty space, and I'm not going to do an enhanced input. As I said, I don't go through enhanced inputs in every single one of my tutorials. That's up to you to add the enhanced input. I'm just going to bind this to the B key, just because it's sort of out of the way there. B key, whatever key, L or something that you're just not going to press by accident, but I'm going to set this on the B key. And the very first thing we want to do is get our current weapon variable and convert that to a validated get. So if we don't have a weapon, we won't do anything. And off of that, you can get the pickup class. And off of pickup class, you can spawn actor of class. So we're going to spawn a pickup of the weapon that we've got. Where we are going to spawn it, so I'm going to right click here and split the struct bin. I'm going to get actor transform, and I'm going to split that. And I'm also going to get actor forward vector. I'm going to multiply that by a single precision float, and I'm going to say 40 centimeters. So 40 centimeters in front of our character. So I take the location and I add that forward vector multiplied by 40 centimeters, plug that into location, and there we have it. You can also, if you want, you can plug rotation into rotation here. It's going to be different for every weapon pickup blueprint because of the rotation of the static mesh that's in there. but I'll just plug rotation into rotation for now. We also want to make sure that our ammo types is exposed on spawn. So you can see here that ammo is exposed on spawn here, but we also need to go into our pickup master, so props, pickups, weapon pickup master, and make sure that ammo type here is set to instance editable and expose on spawn, because remember we are grabbing our reserve amount from the ammo type here, so we want to change that to 0 when we drop our weapon. We're not going to drop all the reserve as well. Why would we do that? That would be silly. So now that that's exposed on spawn, I can actually just bring this up again, and ammo type will now be here, exposed on spawn. Plug all these in again. Like so. Ammo will just be our ammo. So we'll spawn it with how much ammo is in the clip of the gun we're holding. And to change the ammo type, what we need to do is make the struct. And we also need to get the struct of this current weapon. So there probably is actually a better way to go about this. We may have been better off storing the reserve ammo as its own integer like we did with ammo. That may have been simpler, but we're here now. We've already added the structs to everything, so I'm going to grab current weapons and then get a copy at the equip index, and I'm going to get the class defaults, and then I am going to break the ammo type, and then I am going to get my ammo types and get a copy at the ammo index of our current weapon, and then I'm going to break that, and I'm going to plug in the ammo type, the ammo index, the max reserve, and the has, and the reserve ammo I'm going to set to 0. So we're setting the reserve ammo within the ammo type struct of this pickup as 0. So it will have no reserve when we pick it up. And that's annoyingly complicated. Like I said, there may be a simpler way to set this up. But using structs, it's good practice. This is all good. And you never know when this stuff might come in handy with adding more and more complex systems to your weapon system. So that's the hard part over. All we really need to do now is set ammo to 0, set reserve ammo to 0, set our current weapon int to 0 so that we have our unarmed animations. And we also just need to clear the array element of current weapons. So we can get current weapons here. We can set array element. At the equip index, so grab your equip index, and you can set the item as none. I like to set it back to BP Weapon Master because we've got all these checks to see if it's a child of BP Weapon Master. You can set it to none, it should work fine, but I like to do this. And we'll also grab the equipped weapon, and we'll set child actor of class. Set child actor class, sorry, and we'll just leave that as blank, so we're setting that to none. There's another thing I realized here which we could have made more use of previously, but equip index is very handy because this tells us what slot we have equipped, and we can actually just switch on int and add a couple of pins here, 0 and 1. And now this is which slot we have equipped, and all we want to do off here is set our current primary ammo as 0 and our current secondary ammo as 0 if we are holding a secondary. And that is all we need to do. if we hit play now, I'm going to use some ammo just to test the ammo figures here, so 21 and 61, and if I press B, it's going to drop that weapon, or spawn a pickup blueprint of that weapon, rather, and then if I pick that up, it should have the same amount of ammo as it did when I dropped it. And I can also pick up a primary, use some of that ammo, drop that, and it should be unarmed now, and I should still be able to pull out my secondary. Nice. Pick that up. $18 and $78. $15, $61. $18, $78. $15, $61. So that's working well. Guys, that's it. Just a quick one today. But once again, if you would be so inclined, please do consider making a small donation to the channel. It does go a long way. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.